everyone, it's Amanda Rieger Green. I wanted to offer a simple yet effective tip as you transition into the new year or any time revolving around neuroplasticity. So as we shift into the new year, we are changing our energetic frequencies. And in order to ground that in more sustainably and consciously, working with your neuroplasticity, your brain's function, building new neural networks and muscles in the way that you think and perceive things, strengthening your cognition, your mental alertness, your clarity, your intelligence, your ability to communicate, gather and share information effectively, clearly, with a sense of truth and alignment. Neuroplasticity helps. One of the easiest ways to do that is to just shift things you do from the dominant hand to the other hand. First of all, it's uncomfortable, but that's kind of like going to the gym. You know, at first when you start a workout routine or you start building muscle, at first it's heavy, it's hard, it exerts a lot of energy, it strains the muscles, and then it starts to get easier as the muscle builds. It's the same way in the brain. So here are a few things that are simple yet effective, and they're most effective when they're done consciously and consistently. So the easiest thing I recommend, and this is where I started years ago, is brushing my teeth with the non-dominant hand. So I happen to be ambidextrous, and I mostly use my left hand for like eating and writing, but I do everything else with my right hand. So even if you tend to use both hands, there's still a dominant hand for certain functions. So I naturally brush my teeth with my left hand. So I consciously, in the morning, and I say this often and I laugh about it, hopefully you get to brush your teeth twice a day, in the morning and in the evening, which are both really effective times, starting your day out and closing your day. But brush your teeth with the non-dominant hand. It's awkward. It feels weird. Your teeth are not going to feel like they get fully clean. And all of that dis-ease, discomfort, first of all, it's kind of working out frustrations in the body. So it's helpful on an emotional level and even on an unconscious level. But as you do it, you can set intentions or be conscious or be aware and say, all of these kinks are working out. I am building new neural pathways. I am strengthening the muscles and the function of my brain, my cognition. You can state intentions. You know, I am becoming clear, aware. I am using my words effectively, in integrity. There's so many things you can say. But laugh. Like, the laughter helps because it is uncomfortable and it's awkward and you're going to be like, let me just switch to the other hand. You know, all of those things are natural. See if you can practice this. Also, one of the things I notice is, you know, carrying a bag or carrying a purse, I carry it on the same shoulder. Well, just think about the alignment of your body and how we get stuff out of whack in our shoulders, our neck, our back. When we do something repetitively, our body adjusts to compensate in certain ways. So if you know that you carry your purse, you know, on your left shoulder, start carrying it on your right, or a backpack. Switch the hand, switch the shoulder. And are you going to remember to do this all the time? No, but when you do it and you notice what you do perpetually with a dominant hand, a dominant side of your body, a dominant repetition, notice and just switch it up and smile. Literally say, oh my gosh, I just noticed that. Oh, I just made this shift. I am building new ways of thinking, perceiving, growing new muscles in my body to build more solid, clear, authentic perceptions, creating greater resiliency. Another thing that I notice is when I drive, I tend to gravitate towards the left hand as the dominant hand. So if I'm driving with one hand, it usually is naturally in my left hand. So I've noticed that, and I will consciously release the left hand and switch to the right hand. Or I'll put two hands on the steering wheel, which is the way we're supposed to drive, by the way, the 10 and 2 that we all learned in driving school. But I will shift to the right hand, and it's awkward. It's uncomfortable. My body wants to just relax into the left side. And by doing that, I'm, again, working out kinks, easing discomfort. And as I do it and I feel that discomfort, I know innately I'm working out unconscious dis-ease, irregularities, things that have become natural that are actually not a laziness, but a settling in that creates stagnation or creates misalignment. Just think about these things, shaving your legs, and be mindful, obviously, if you switch hands, shaving your legs, be a little bit careful with that, or shaving your face, whatever it may be. But I usually shave the opposite leg first. And I've done that for so long now, it's natural to shave the opposite leg the non-dominant response. It's now natural. So I just kind of, flip it up and play with it all the time. But also getting out of the bed on the opposite side of the bed, or getting into the bed on the opposite side of the bed. And it's kind of funny because I will just crawl over my husband and get onto my side of the bed via him. And it's kind of a comical thing. We laugh about it, but I do it to change up patterns, and it builds, again, neuroplasticity. It busts up outmoded patterns. It changes things up to enhance spontaneity and creativity. And that is where we don't always live naturally. We are all creative, and we all have wisdom and inspiration and passion to generate and share organically. But sometimes our body and our biology gets stuck, and then that creates those unconscious patterns. So if you can consciously choose to shift up a few of your patterns and routines, it will start to create new muscles. It will open up new inspiration for you to access, harness, and share. It also can help with depression, anxiety. There are so many benefits to conscious neuroplasticity and shifting up those patterns. And like I said, what is most effective for me, and I see it work, is when I shift up those patterns, I smile or I laugh or I get playful with myself. And then I set intentions. I am easily, organically tapping into new ways of thinking, being, living, doing things. I'm expanding my consciousness. I am inviting in higher thinking, being, living, greater health and well-being. Whatever comes to you, say it and then go about your day. This is literally, a minute, 10 seconds. This is very short, quick ways of changing up patterns to access greater consciousness. So I encourage you to do this, especially at the onset of the year, but anytime when you are recognizing you're getting stuck or you're feeling discomfort and dis-ease. This is a simple, effective, biological, neurological, physiological way to tap into your unconscious, your emotions, your mental state, your mental health and wellness, to create new ways of living in a more conscious, intentional way. Be well.
Tune in to the new podcast, Stories from the Village of Nothing Much, like easy listening, but for fiction. If you've overdosed on bad news, we invite you into a world where the glimmers of goodness in everyday life are all around you. I'm Catherine Nicolai, and I'm an architect of cozy. Come spend some time where everyone is welcome and the default is kindness. Listen, relax, enjoy. Listen to Stories from the Village of Nothing Much on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
It's a weird world out there, so lean into the weirdness with the Stuff to Blow Your Mind podcast. Explore the nature of dreams and how dreaming has influenced culture. Appreciate the deep strangeness of terrestrial biology, as well as purely imagined creatures that reveal much about human nature. Explore topics scientific, historical, philosophical, and sometimes monstrous on Stuff to Blow Your Mind.
Listen to Stuff to Blow Your Mind on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, this is Prop from the Hood Politics with Prop Podcast. And this is what we do here. We take all these highfalutin political ideas and things in the news and explain it to you in a language that we all speak in. Just like, take filibustering. Believe it or not, you already know what that is. Because if you got a mama that don't play no games, You've been filibustering your whole life. Hey, Mom, no, look, listen, Mom. Before you make your decision, what had happened was everything said after that is a filibuster. You just trying to stall her out to avoid the inevitable. Congress do it all the time. See, you already knew. So listen to Hood Politics with Prop on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.